Hey, it's BessieLB and I'm back again with another product review. Today's product review is going to be very interesting, very detailed, and exciting because I'm excited to share it because I'm just excited that I finally found something that works for me. And this has been an ongoing life thing that I've wanted to discover something that would work. So what I am discussing today is a product by Uncle Bud's, okay? It's a CBD droplet that you put underneath your tongue, and this is the product here. So the product is a sublingual drop, okay? Let me show you in the box. That's the drop. I ordered another one. That's how good it is. So here's the box here, right? So it's CBD. It's 1,000 mg of CBD inside of it, and it's a sublingual product that's peppermint flavor with stevia sweetener inside of it, okay? So this here is something that you guys got to get into your life, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. So as you can see, I have one here, okay? And then I have another one that I ordered that's brand new because it works, okay? So Uncle Bud's is a hemp industry. And I first heard about Uncle Bud's on Instagram via Toni Braxton. If you follow Toni Braxton, the singer, she spoke about this. And I always heard about CBD helping with a lot of like body pains, aches, things of that nature. And I researched Uncle Bud's, and Uncle Bud's is pretty good because they really believe in a lot of like cruelty-free, paraben-free, just giving you the natural products that you need. And it doesn't have all that extra stuff inside of it. And as I've gotten older, I really seek products that's natural, that has less junk inside of it, and more of real ingredients. And then obviously cost appropriate, right? Like everybody wants to be able to purchase something that they can afford, especially during this time. So I found this. Now, I knew that people always said CBD products was the best for people with a lot of body aches, pains, etc. I know people that, you know, use marijuana for pains and aches besides the high that marijuana can give you. I don't smoke marijuana. I don't use marijuana. But I was interested in finding something that would help with menstrual cramps. So this is where this becomes interesting. I did all my research. There was never anything out there that directly said CBD helps menstrual cramps, right? Because I spoke to a lot of professionals and they said that they can't just go out there and just say like, this definitely 100% is going to help your menstrual cramps. This is specifically for menstrual cramps, things of that nature. So I was like, okay, but if you look at all the properties and see what CBD is out there doing, my only guess is if it can help, you know, arthritis or people that may have pain from some sort of cancer, not that it's curing cancer, but the pain that's affiliated with cancer, etc., it's got to help menstrual cramps. There's no way that it can't. So I'm doing my research or whatever, and I was like, okay, the best thing I think I can do is try these drops. So I go on Uncle Bud's website and they have these drops. And the sublingual drops, they're peppermint flavor with stevia, okay? So I'm going to show you what it looks like. But first, let me tell you what's inside of here. There's water, there's xanthan gum, there's the CBD itself, there's a sweetener, but it's from stevia, and then there's a flavor enhancer, which is peppermint oil, and that's basically it that's inside of here. But with the mixture of CBD and then the peppermint oil, and then this sweetener, it allows it to just be a nice taste. So what you do is you take this, I'll show you the one that's open already, is you take this, and one dose is this entire dropper, okay? So as you can see, there's numbers on the dropper, right? And this one entire thing is one dose. So that's one dose that you take, okay? And as you can see, it looks a little fuzzy. It looks a little foamy because it's basically just the CBD, the stevia, the peppermint oil, and that's basically what it is. You take that, you put it underneath your tongue, and you let it sit for 30 seconds. I believe it says for 30 seconds. Yeah, so you put it underneath your tongue, you let it sit for 30 seconds. It says take 1 full dropper underneath the tongue for 30 seconds, and then it says use once per day or as needed. So I've tried this for 2 months straight with my menstruals, so I can be able to speak on this. Okay, I'm going to be detailed about this because I truly understand that this video is going to help people out there with really bad menstrual cramps and people that really just deal with it all the time versus I have friends that don't deal with cramps at all. Okay, so I'm going to spend time on this. I take this. So the first time I started taking this was last month's cycle. I am currently going through a cycle. This is a very detailed video because I want to be as honest and as fluent as I can. Okay, I started taking this on last month's cycle. I put it underneath my tongue right when I felt like the days of my periods was coming. I was like, okay, let me just put this underneath my tongue. Put it underneath my tongue. It helped me get through that first day. Everybody knows that has cramps. When you go through those first like day or two of your cycle, if it's like a 5-day period and you go through days 1 and 2, it is the worst. Okay, your pain is at the ultimate high. You may have had pain days before this, but it's definitely the ultimate high on the first day and on the second day. So I took this and it starts to just like mellow you out. It mellows your entire body out, but you also feel like the cramps aren't coming in strong. Then later that day, because as it says as needed, I tried to hold out as much as possible. But later that night, I had to take like another dose because I was like, I feel it kind of trying to creep in, but I want to kind of like make sure that it's subdued by the time the second day came. So I did that. So I did take 2 doses because like it said, it's as needed. Okay. And so I did it early that morning. I did it later that night. Then on the second day, you will need to take another full droplet. So I'd say that first cycle, I did about 3 droplets, right? This serving size is pretty good because one of those full droplets is about 30 drops or so in this full 1 milliliter. So this whole thing right here, this whole tube is, or this whole dropper is 1 milliliter. There's about 30 drops in that 1 milliliter. Within that, there is about 33 servings in this entire container. So it says 1 milliliter contains 33 of CBD oils and waters in the soluble. There's about 1,000 mg in this entire bottle, okay? So 1 is about 30 to 33. Times that is the 1,000, if that makes sense. The math won't make quite sense on how I'm explaining it, but basically this can give you about 30 rounds is what this is saying, okay? So this is going to give you about 30 rounds of usage. So that's clear. So on my first day, I used it twice. That's 2 times. Use it another time on the second day. That's 3 times, okay? That's 3 times total. Out of the 30, you now have 27 about times that you can use this again. I hope that is clear and that makes sense, okay? The price for this is about $40 or $45, something like that on Uncle Bud's website. I can't quite remember. I should tell you though that they always have promotions. They have coupons. If you sign up for the mailing list, it's very important that you do that. They tell you about all the new products coming out. They tell you about product facts of what these products do. If you follow their Instagram, they give you all this information, okay? This is not a paid advertisement. I want you guys to understand that. This is not a paid advertisement. This is an actual customer looking for relief for her cramps and her troubles that she's dealt with since she's had her menstrual, okay? So I recommend order this and use a coupon, you know, so it's a discount. I thought $40, $45, this thing better work. It does, okay? This is me that like will be like rolling on the floor in pain, dying, and this little bottle has helped, okay? So let me tell you the experience of what I feel like that it did to help. What it does is when I take it that first day, it feels like there's like a blanket or like a weighted blanket laying over, you know, your whole ovaries, your whole woman system down there and kind of coddling it. That's what it feels like. So you still feel that little pressure down there. You still feel that little bit of uncomfort of obviously being on your cycle. But you don't feel the pulsating squeeze and agony that you normally feel when you have your menstrual cramps, okay? So if you can still kind of relax and take it easy that day, I would say do that and allow the CBD to kind of be doing its thing. So you're not completely like, oh, bouncing around all la-di-da, because you're still bloated, you still carrying the water weight, you still feel this pressure, whatever it may be, but the actual pain of the cramps is literally feeling like someone's just like kind of hugging you and holding on to you when you're going through those tough times. I know it sounds crazy, but this is for you if you experience those kinds of cramps, okay? This is the product that you want to use. Now, on the second day, I told you I take this in the morning. Sometimes, if by that night, instead of me taking this one more time, I may resort to taking my standard over-the-counter medicine. But the kicker is now you're not using that over-the-counter medicine as much as you typically would have used it when you didn't have this, right? And I rather that because this is more natural than just taking like over-counter medicine. I've switched recently in the last year or two to Midol because Midol doesn't have caffeine. Pamprin has caffeine, Midol doesn't. I don't drink things with caffeine. I'd rather not have anything with caffeine if I'm trying to go to sleep, so I'd rather Midol, okay? I used to take prescribed medicine, naproxen, all kinds of stuff. So I'm telling y'all, I've been through it. I will take a Midol at night on that second day because it kind of just like helps wrap up them like last little bit of anything that decides it wants to get a little crazy. Okay, so I would do that. Take about, I don't know, no more than 2, right? Because you're not going to need it that much. But I would take this in the beginning and allow it to do its thing. If you can really go without the over-the-counter medicine, then completely go without it and completely use this. But sometimes I just take it for that last little pick-me-up to just trying to like jumpstart my day and get back to the days of just being painless. But this is all that you need, guys. This is all that you need. Now, Uncle Buds is not telling you that this is for menstrual, okay? They're telling you that this can help with pain relief. Their box even says, let's see what it says here. It just says pure CBD, extra strength, pain relief. On their website, it gives you more instructions on more so what these drops are used for. People use it for just everyday pain. But again, like I said, no industry is out there with the CBD world specifically saying that this is going to help just menstrual cramps. But I have experimented with myself and it has worked for me, okay? So, a little back history on my cramps. I started getting my menstrual when I was 12 years old. Straight out the gate, it like hit me like a damn sack of bricks, just like, psh, here it is, this is what it is, deal with it. I would use old school heating pads, electronic heating pads, or electric heating pads, the one you boil water, the one you put in the microwave, this, that, and the third. I am out for the first 2 days usually. This thing allowed me last month, for the first time using it, to go with my family on a small trip to Vegas from LA, you know, be able to drive around, move around, entertain my family, and not feel like I was out of it in like 90, 100 degree weather on days 1 and 2. You hear what I'm saying? This month is the same thing. I've been more chilled. I've stayed in the house, haven't had to experience a lot of cramps, but this helped me get through it, okay? Now, this part that I'm going to tell you has nothing to do with the CBD, but ladies, what can help you? And I understand that this is quite a bit of a video, but what can help you with this is that on top of taking this, the other research that I've found out is if you're going to be able to stay in the house, which everybody should be staying in the house because we're quarantined right now, right? If you can stay in the house and if you're a tampon user, if you can try to use less tampons, okay? I know this sounds extreme because I always thought that tampons was like the grace of God because I have such a heavy flow on top of bad cramps. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to make an accident. So I always use the tampon, use the tampon. But if you can go at least your first 2 to 3 days with no tampon, get a really good pad and just allow your flow to just do what it needs to do with no blockage, that will mean that you will experience less cramps on top of this CBD working for you, okay? Use less tampons, use no tampons if you can, if you're staying in the house. If you need to go outside, run an errand, if you're working in the office and you have to use a tampon, try to just use regular instead of super, because I instantly go for super because I feel more secured with that because my flow is just crazy. Try to use less tampons. It will make your cramps a lot better. I don't know if you ladies ever have used a tampon and felt like, oh my God, as soon as I like remove my tampon, I feel like my system down there just kind of feel like it's breathing and it's relaxing. It's because the muscles is already working 10 times as hard during your cycle. So imagine it working twice as hard trying to like do your cycle and hold in a tampon. That's where a lot of the cramps is starting to come from, and that's what I've personally experienced and realized in these last 2 months of trying to take a break from the tampon and just allow your body to do its thing. Now, if you're going out, put on one if it makes you feel comfortable, but if you're in the house, allow your body to do its thing and to just get rid of the stuff that it needs to get rid of. I promise you, with using less tampons, if you use them, using this, trusting in this product, trying to take it right before the period kind of hits you, and then take it again that day if you need to, take it again the second day, I promise you ladies, your menstrual cramps will come down and it will not be as bad as it has been damn near all my life, okay? I'm not a medical person. I can't promise you this, that it will be great, but I can promise you that this product is great and that it works. That's what I can promise you because I'm experiencing it and I know firsthand that it works, okay? So that's what I want y'all to do. If you have other questions, please feel free to reach out to me personally. I don't mind having a dialogue about this because I am so excited after all of these years of being with my menstrual and the cramps and the aches and the pains. This CBD is legit here, legit here, legit here, okay? There is no THC in here. It is CBD. No THC, so y'all don't have to worry about that being an issue, okay? This product is the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. And y'all gots to try it out. That is my review on this.